Back in Chapter 3, I got a request from someone who wanted me to do a locker tour and show off all of my different Fortnite skins. Well, we're several years and chapters into the future now, so why don't we do a new locker tour and see how things look as we're still pretty fresh into Chapter 6. So here's the most recent skin I've unlocked, Aerial Assault Bomber, which is from the Fortnite OG Battle Pass, which I get because I'm subscribed to the crew, which I think is pretty helpful to get all of these different battle passes. You get a lot more rewards this way. Then we've got Jade, who's from Chapter 6, Season 1. She's pretty important to the story, as is Kendo, who I believe is her brother. Then we get Nyanja, a ninja cat. He's alright. Then we roll back over to another OG skin, Renegade Rebel, who I think I like this skin here. Then I'm actually kind of happy I did get one of the Snoop Dogg skins, because once I changed the crew to include all of the battle passes, I got him sort of retroactively because I had already cleared the free stuff, and I guess it lumped in the full paid for version with it too. So yeah, I get cell shaded Snoop. Then we've got the cell shaded Juice WRLD skin, which was free to everyone, and I'm glad probably almost everybody who plays this game has this skin, and I'm guessing that based on the reactions that I saw from the event and that music video, that this is going to be a widely used skin and probably one of the most common skins you'll see in the game for a good while to come, I think. One Ball, this is another mixture skin from the OG, the remix chapter. That's my bad. Chapter 2 remix. Then we got Chaos Director, which is the second sort of Chaos Agent skin I've gotten next to the Origin skin, which was a crew skin. I like this one, but these remix skins, they didn't really have any storyline purpose, and I don't remember this character being on the map at all, to be honest. I know that Dynamo Tiantina was on the map as a boss. I like this look for her, although I don't think she's actually a combination. I think she's just a updated Tiantina, but I might be wrong. Who's next here? We got Lady of Cranes. This is the most recent crew skin, which is themed for Chapter 6. She looks pretty cool. Meowtis. What an absurd skin, and yet it's kind of cool at the same time. Absolutely ridiculous looking, but it's Meowtis and Midas fused together. It's cool and wacky at the same time. Undercover Sky. She's cute, I guess. I like Sky. I like the different Sky variants, but for some reason this is my least favorite. I don't know. It's not horrible looking, but I think the other ones look better. Captain Jones, I love this skin. Jonesy looks so good in Captain America's gear, and it's kind of a combination of just standard Fortnite default gear too. So this just works really well. The blue on him looks great. Doom! Of course, in his standard green armor that was used for the Doom bot. That was fun to have Doom as a villain again. I wish they wouldn't have ended that story mid-season though. I guess they just wanted to get rid of it so they could focus on Fortnitemares, but Fortnitemares didn't really have much story to it either. Emma Frost looks good. There's a lot of skins to go through, so I'm going to try not to talk too much about one particular skin or anything like that. We got Gwenpool up next, who is cel-shaded as well, but you can turn that off, and you can make it to where only her outline is sort of highlighted, or she just looks like a regular skin with no cel shading whatsoever. I'm not sure. I don't think I have a preference for that. Mysterio. Looking pretty good. Peelverine. All because of that trailer for Chapter 2, Season 4 with the gag about the banana peel claws as he was squaring up to fight Wolverine. And now we get this. I mean, it's funny. It's kind of like Meowtis. It's cool and funny at the same time. Shuri's here. Took forever, though. She was part of the Fortnite Marvel Zero War comic or whatever it was called, where Jonesy went to this Marvel reality and she was helping track down Doctor Doom again. I can't help now but wonder, because she's in this battle pass, Doom was the villain there, if maybe that old comic was setting up for this season for Chapter 5, just in the long run, and then they finally decided to revisit that storyline. Who knows? War Machine, real bulky looking, but really cool. This is a really cool design here. Then we got this guy who was, I think, from the Lego Battle Pass. I don't really know what to think about this skin, because I think this was another one of those, like the Snoop Dogg skin I got kind of after the fact, that I would have gotten enough experience to clear that Lego pass, and then they just gave it to me, but which I'm thankful for, but I don't really know. He looks kind of silly to me. Dolly, I think, is how you would say this character's name. This looks just like a gimmick skin where she's wearing like the various, you know, wackier kind of character masks. She likes the fluffiness, the llama scarf. I mean, not a bad looking skin, but obviously much more of a gimmick. Felina, this was a... I can't remember how you got her. It was like some kind of specific task you had to do or something. And I unlocked that skin. She's got a cool look, but she's already shown up in the item shop, so any special element to that you got from unlocking her through missions is already gone. Kyron Irix, how did you say that name? Anyway, pretty standard skin, I think. The black and the green just doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I know you could take his mask off, but still, there really wasn't much. This was like to tease the remix season, so I don't know. Like, I wish they would give the crew skins more meaning. They have done that with a few of them, but that was usually later down the road. We'll get to one that's actually on the map now as part of the story. She was introduced to the game years ago. Mr. Incredible, the only one of the Incredibles that I had enough V-Bucks to get at the time. He looks so good. He really does. I think that the proportions are off. Yeah, the proportions are off a little bit. I don't think his legs should look as long as they are. But maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Either way, it's amazing that it's amazing Disney was okay with letting some of these characters show up in the game to use guns. Like, Baymax is certainly not one I would have expected them to be okay with. Polus, this was, I think this was this the Titan? It says tied to the Greek gods, but they didn't really do anything with him. Cool look, but kind of meaningless. This was a Lego skin, I think. I think this was part of the Lego set. Again, another cool... I like the look of this skin, but again, just no story. I really wish some of these characters had some story to them. This is a Fallout skin. I don't know anything about Fallout. Very bulky armor suit. I guess it's fine. The item shop Deadpool skin. He's kind of beat up. See the claw marks on him. And he doesn't get like a katana back bling. He gets head pull as a back bling, and I don't know. Like, I think the original Deadpool katana's back bling works pretty well with him. You don't really notice that those aren't cell shaded like he is, but at least people are able now to get a Deadpool skin because this one was not locked behind the Battle Pass. Magneto, though, was in the Battle Pass, and he was teasing the arrival of Doctor Doom. He actually was part of the story in some way. Bright Raider, I like this skin. I like her design. She's got the colorful rainbow llama stuff going on, but she also has the Wastelander battle gear on. Undead Jack Sparrow, who does not look quite as good as the flesh and blood Jack Sparrow, who's still alive. Or, well, he was never dead, he was undead. So, I mean... For some reason, I feel like this skin does not really look like... This does not look like Johnny Depp to me. I mean, it's clearly Jack Sparrow, but it just does not look like Johnny Depp. Jing? This was a crew skin. Not too big on that one, personally. Megalodon, who I actually thought was a pretty cool villain. And he sounded pretty intimidating. I mean, he's got a good look to him. I thought maybe he was tied to Gunner from the IO, but this is a completely different character. I don't know why some of these villains just disappear. Like, he didn't die when Doom double-crossed him. He just disappeared. Like, where did you go? Maybe he'll come back in the future at some point. That would be nice to see, like, that some of these characters aren't just, completely erased from existence. Peabody, of course, like comedic skin. I mean, this is funny. I mean, not the funniest thing in the world, but okay. Persephone, the wife of Hades, was a crew skin. And I like her look. It's fine. Nowhere near as like intimidating as Hades himself. Ringmaster Scar, Scar was her name, I think. Yep. I like this version of her. This is the one I've got, not the original main version of her, where she looks like she's just playing in a band. I like this one a little bit better. This looks more like somebody who's, she looks like she's ready to rock out, but she also looks like she's ready to go, ready for a fight. Then we got Rust with the Metallica shirt on there. I like this one. You got a helmet for him too, but I don't think it's that good of a helmet. Yeah, I don't like the helmet. It looks much better without it. Of course, teasing the Metallica collab. The Machinist, I like her design actually. She was a villain too. She was working with Megalodon. But it's a good design there. The Operator, I think, is supposed to be the mechanic's sister, but again, she didn't really do anything. Poseidon, and they made him into a slurp god. I like the Fortnite twists on some of these old like characters and stuff like this. Some of them are really good. Aang, the Avatar, an older version of him, I guess. Looks fine. Here we've got Aphrodite. I could not remember her name. I like this skin too. It's not the greatest in the world. I think that a lot of people thought the concept art of her looked much better. Ares, the god of war. He looks fine. I actually say this is a pretty cool looking skin actually. Then we've got Artemis, who, not bad, but the galaxy effect I don't really care that much for with her. Ascendant Midas. They actually brought Midas back and made him fit the theme of the season. Then he just sailed away. They broke him out of the underworld and they stole his boat back and they left. Although he was very briefly on Spawn Island as an NPC. It has not happened before and has not happened since that little mini event, if you want to call it that, for Midas. And I'm really disappointed that was not part of the actual main story. No one even acknowledged it. So maybe Midas will come back one day. Avatar State Aang, where he's powered up. Cerberus, this is an interesting take on Cerberus, where he's got his 3 heads, but only one of them functions. They could have at least made the other heads move their mouths a little bit. Hades, I like Hades' design here. Reminds me a little bit of Chaos Agent, actually. Korra. I like Korra's look here better than Aang. I think Korra looks better than Aang. Medusa. I like this is a pretty nice design, I think. Eyes glow. Then we get Demon Hunter. What was your name? Psycho, I think. Seiko or something like that. Now I'm wondering if she may have been... Well, this is Demon Hunter. I don't know. I was going to say maybe she was also a tease for Chapter 6 just a little bit ahead of time, but never let the spirits take hold. But I don't believe she's actually on the map right now. Maybe I'm wrong. It would be nice to see some of these characters that can be made relevant again important. Zeus! This is a pretty nice look for Zeus. He's got a much more modern militant look as an edit style, which doesn't look bad. It looks more like an action figure here. This seems like a military toy you would see in a toy store versus a god. Although I still think he looks a lot like Aquaman. Definitely looks a lot like Aquaman. Solid Snake. One of only 2 characters who are playable in Super Smash Bros. That are also available in Fortnite. Perfect Cell. Who I like Cell. I think a lot of people love Perfect Cell. But I've got to say, this version of him in this game, Imperfect Cell, this is an amazing looking skin, dude. They got him exactly right. All the spots and everything, he looks proportioned out perfectly. I mean, the colors are exactly what they should be. I mean, as much as Perfect Cell is remembered for the fight with that, especially the fight with Goku, this is probably the best looking Dragon Ball skin. And Beerus. Beerus and Imperfect Cell, the best of the Dragon Ball skins. And we got Frieza here, who, unfortunately, he's got to be a lot bigger because of the hitboxes and everything. But they did a good job with Frieza, too. I think Final Form Frieza is still my favorite, though. Although, Base Frieza looks pretty good, too. Holiday Boxy. One of the last year's Winterfest skins. Yeah, this one's fine. Not my favorite of them. And we've got Hope. I actually really like Hope, and I'm glad that she's sticking around because at least we get some continuity. And then Remix gave us that tease that she and Valeria were going to maybe put their differences aside and team up or something. We'll have to see how that plays out. Kat, which is Kit's sister, I believe. And instead of rundown junk parts, she actually has a spacesuit. I don't know how many times I've used this skin. Probably only for that 5 minutes of Fortnite video I made for her. But this is cute. This is a cute skin. Another crew skin, Lana Llama? Or Lana Lane. Yeah, again, a lot of these crew skins, they don't look bad, but they just don't feel special. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the skin. It just doesn't feel special. Montague was part of the society. He has diamond powers. I thought this might be a character tied to Midas in some way, but he's really not. Nisha was mentioned. I think she was actually mentioned as one of the higher-ups of the society, and in trying to get Valeria to come back and make peace with the underground. So maybe we'll see more of her in the future too. We got Oscar the Big Tiger, another big important member of the society. He came back as an NPC, but yeah, I wish, like I said, I wish they wouldn't just move so quickly on from characters. I wish they could repurpose the characters from one season to the next so there's a little bit more flow. One of the best collabs in this game's history, Peter Griffin. And yeah, it's a little bit weird that they went with a jacked version of him instead of just plain old regular Peter, but it is kind of funny, and Family Guy's supposed to be a comedy, so I'll let it slide. They can always add standard Peter as an item shop skin later on, so that can always happen. The only one of the Ninja Turtle skins I have, Raph, and he looks great. All the turtle skins look great, except for I think April O'Neil looks a little bland, to be honest. But yeah, one day I'll get all of the turtle skins. And there are some exclusive items for people who are doing creative mode that are themed around the turtles. Like you can have the Foot Clan as enemies. Those guys never showed up in Battle Royale proper, but you can use them. And I kind of want to check that out and see what people can come up with. We got Shredder, who looks great. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. We got this snake guy who Again, another character that there's nothing wrong with, although I'm not too crazy about the skin. The whole gimmick is with the snake with the top hat and the monocle. I mean, that's funny, but not the greatest thing in the world. Super Shredder. Looking even more evil. There's Valeria. Will she ever return? Who knows? Vengeance Jones. This is a cool look for Jonesy. One of the better looks for him that he's had over the years. Winterfest Bush Ranger. Got all the little decorations and bells on. Got some snow on him. This is a pretty nice Christmas skin. Winterfest skin. Little Split. A version of Peely that, not one of my favorites, but I can't say that with the theme and the combination of skins he's supposed to be. This is a good end result, I think. Omega Rock. This was a good combination too. I never played the original Chapter 1, so I don't have any of these original skins, but I'm fine with these. They look good. Renegade Lynx. Why is she the gold one? I don't know, but I think her standard look is a good one. I think that looks pretty good. Runaway Racer. Now, honestly, I do not care about this one. I think this was a crew skin. This one does nothing for me. Skull Scout. Yeah, this is another one. I think this was like a... honestly don't remember how I got this one. This may have been another mission skin where you just do missions and you unlock them. I think. Wait a minute. No, that may have been a Battle Pass skin because it's from OG. I don't remember. Not horrible, but again, I don't really care for it. This is a cool idea, but with the prism stuff and the floating crystals off the side, and it's customizable. You can change the colors and everything, but I don't really use this skin very much. Cool concept, and I think it works well, but otherwise I don't care. Kabi Lame. I had no idea who this guy was. I think he's a TikTok influencer, but I didn't know anything about this guy when he showed up. I like his emote, though, that comes with his set, where he does his, shoulder shrug pose with his hands. Like, he does something similar to that, and then he does, like, finger gun thing. That's a pretty cool emote. Ahsoka Tano, I guess. She looks good. I think this is not... yeah, this is... I'm used to seeing Ahsoka from the Clone Wars CG old Cartoon Network series, and not the live-action one. This is clearly live-action Ahsoka. So, but it looks good, though. She looks good here. Antonia, again, another cool-looking skin, but she was part of the Last Resort season. She looks cool, but I don't remember her like having an actual important storyline. Other than she was working for Dr. Sloan, which was just like... We were running errands for her while she was supposed to be working for Dr. Sloan. I think that was how that story went. Asteria, this was a crew skin. Another, like, cool idea. This looks cool, but no relevance to the story. Countess Daraku, who is tied to the... she is the singer of the song that's tied to the High Stakes Club. The three members of that club apparently love her because she's a singer, but they don't know that she's actually a vampire, and she's supposed to be trying to kill them, and they should be trying to kill her, but they don't know. I was hoping this would be tied into the story of that year's Fortnitemares, because Kato Thorn, a Battle Pass skin, and the main villain of that season was a vampire too, but she wasn't. She was an NPC, and that was all she did. Draken Steel Hybrid, this was to tease Fortnite OG. A cool looking skin. And I really haven't used it much, but again, this was a crew skin who didn't really do anything. Another one of those cases where the crew skin wasn't important at all in the story. Fish Stick was a fun little meme skin. A super jacked version of Fish Stick. He's cool, and he's got a cool emote too. The first taste of the Disney collabs, I think here, Jack Skellington. And they, of course, gave him his Santa Claus suit variant, which is fun to use during Winterfest. But, yeah, was not expecting them to bring him out for Fortnitemares, but it looks pretty good. Again, like these characters that have weird proportions. He's so long and lanky in the movie. They have to readjust him for the game. It's fine, I think, for if it at least gets him in the game and it doesn't look horrible, then I'm fine with it. Cottle Thorn, again, in this case, he was important to the story only in the fact that he had a time machine that Sloan and Jonesy could use to send us back to the Fortnite OG era. I love his design. He just probably one of the least intimidating bosses we've ever had in the game. Like, he was killed off in the storyline as just part of like a mission. That was it. No cinematic takedown, nothing. You just play the mission, you get some experience, and that's it. Like, they could have done him a lot better, I think. May. I like this look. I don't think she's a bad looking skin, but I don't know. I don't think she was really important to the story really either. I guess another henchman. Like, here's a guy I thought might have been, he was like the main agent for Dr. Sloan in that. But like, again, like, I don't feel like any of these characters were really that important. The focus was on Dr. Sloan killing Cottle Thorn to get his time machine. None of these other characters really were that important. Piper Pace, again, she was working for Sloan, but I like the fact that she's a pizza delivery person. I like that. I like the big oversized jacket and the pizza stuff. Just, again, just felt like she could have been more important to the story. This was a crew skin. She's not a vampire, though. She's apparently a vampire hunter from a different reality. But she definitely looks... She's got bat themes going for her. Definitely could pass as a vampire. Would have been interesting to see if she would have joined up in the story to take down Cottle Thorn, or maybe she knows him from a different reality. Who knows? Brisabelle was was one of the summer rewards, which she looks fine. Almost like she's got bubble wands, but I kind of look like, I feel like she's got like a mermaid theme. I want to say that, but she's not a mermaid. Era. Time traveling skin. You got a past and future variant, which perhaps was teasing the time machine. Lorenzo, who I'm sure was tied to a different skin that we'll get to later, but again, the whole of chapter 4 just felt so like forgettable, to be honest. Like, none of these characters stick out that much to me. Mariposa is at least a wrestling character. I like her design. This is a new version of that character, but she's got a good design at least. Optimus Prime, shrunken down so that you can run around with him on the map to shoot guns. Which, I mean, this is fine. He looks cool, and he pretty much just served as a prophecy for Cottle Thorn. Philip J. Fry. I was not expecting a Futurama collab. This is the only one I got at the time, but it was fun to see their ship crashed into Mega City, though. I like when they sort of try to show where the characters have had some impact on the route. Prince Orin and is combined here. These were both, I think these came out in the same season. We got 2 crew skins this season. Princess Alexa and Prince Orin, who are part of the Oathbound, who have become completely irrelevant and forgotten in the story. Like, it felt like the Oathbound was going to be the next big plot point, and it just wasn't. I don't know, it feels like they just hype stuff up, or they put a focus on something and then just completely drop it and move on to the next thing. Chapter 4 was horrible about that. And look, these are great designs, but they didn't mean anything. It's just a big problem with Fortnite skins. Okay, here we go. A new Meowscles skin. Paradise Meowscles. Looks great. I love the big, long, flowing hair that this one has. But again, didn't do anything. Relic was a boss on the map, but it just was running around in one of the POIs. So, just did not feel important enough to take this guy down. Ryan probably. She's got a cool look, but this is again another character that I feel like just was not relevant to the story. I like her look though. Trace was gathering stuff for Sloan too, I think. I think he was working for Sloan, But like he's got these like some kind of powers here. I think might be tied to the slurp or something. But they don't really expand on it. I don't really know that. Like, it's an interesting concept. They just, the focus on that season was Dr. Sloan, not any of the, and even into that chapter 4, season 3 and 4, the focus was on Sloan. Miles Morales, of course, Miles had to show up after Gwen was in the game. Like, it's surprising. Like, the fact they went with Gwen first, I don't know why they did that. But once she got in, you knew Miles had to come. And then they put Miguel in here, too. I think that's his name. I haven't seen the second Spider-Verse movie yet. I really should have. Though I know that it came out later that the animators for... And I don't know if it was the same way for the first Spider-Verse movie, but the second one, they definitely were like pushing the animators into crunch, and it was apparently a very brutal movie to work on from a workplace environment. But I mean, the skins look good though. Ahsoka's Clone Trooper skin. All of these different styles, they're all different skins. These were part of the Star Wars collab for this that chapter. Darth Maul was in the mini battle pass. He looks good. More of these clone troopers. Dahlia, who is part of the Unseen, who I believe are supposed to be like a lesser faction tied to the Last Reality, but that was a whole plot point that was seemingly going to pay off at the end of Chapter 4, Season 2. It just did not. The Last Reality never returned. Like, why build them up? Eren Yeager, the only Attack on Titan skin I have. That was the ODM gear was a little bit was a little bit rough to use in game, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it was a lot of fun. Goku Black. Here is where you start seeing them improve in the Dragon Ball skins. The first set or two, like a lot of people don't like the original Goku skin, and they hope that they'll do another one at some point. But here you can see there's a big improvement from that first Goku skin to Goku Black. He looks great. And of course he gets Super Saiyan Rose. Highwire, nice skin, but I don't care too much for it, personally. Like, there aren't too many skins I have that I actually hate. Like, there are just some I feel like this is a cool skin. It's not, it's got the cell shading look and the moving animated, like, highlights here. It looks like comic book sound effects or something that are moving on her jacket. And I love her theme music. That's the theme that I set to when I think about this season. I think about her scene and her emote that plays that music. Imani. Mizuki. She's actually on the map now for Chapter 6 as part of this. Apparently, I don't know if the Fox Clan and Water Tribe war is still going on, but it's nice to see that she fits in here. And apparently, she's from this reality. So even though she was on the Chapter 4 map, this current map is where she's originally from, I guess. Or at least the Fox Clan is. Mystica. Interesting concept, but they didn't do anything with it. Renzo the Destroyer, who seems tied to the Lorenzo skin, but again, they didn't really connect the dots there beyond the name and some of the design elements. They seem kind of similar, but again, another story beat left unresolved. Stray, member of the Fox Clan, seems to be... I thought maybe this was just a new version of Drift, but it's not. I think it's supposed to be a completely different character. Styx, again, part of the Unseen, who were running around during the time and working for the Last Reality and didn't do anything. Thunder was maybe the head of the Peace Syndicate, which was nice to see them actually use because they introduced them in Chapter 3, but all they really did was unite the warring factions that were in the island against the Last Reality, and it completely prevented the Last Reality threat from ever happening. So I guess congratulations, Thunder, for stopping the destruction of the island, but made things a little more boring. Triarch Nox. There were supposed to be 3 of these Triarch characters, and we only ever got 2. Will we ever see the third one again? Who knows? Interesting character design. Not the coolest in the world, though. This was a level up unlock skin, I think. She looks fine, I guess. Doomslayer. Looks like a jacked version of Master Chief. Geralt of Rivera, the Witcher skin. I don't know anything about Witcher, but I guess he's fine. Hulk. Hulk smash. Of course, he's smaller to fit the hitboxes. Still pretty big, though. Arctic Adeline. I think this was a Winterfest skin. Dusty. This is a baseball-themed skin. And actually, I kind of like this one. Like a baseball player who's not really worried about winning. And if you try to mess up her... If you screw up her batting average, she's going to come after you. Guildhart, the Golden Knight. He's a Golden Knight. I thought, again, part of the Oathbound stuff, but he wasn't important. This was a mini pass skin here. Again, just didn't feel that important. You can buy this skin now. Guff Gringle, one of the funner Winterfest skins. Halsey, who was part of the High Stakes Club, and there you see the Countess skin on her shirt. She's on the island now, too, saying that she warned everybody that vampires and monsters were real and nobody listened to them. But she's back, so will we see more of the High Stakes Club? Because that does feel very anime-themed. Who knows? I would be glad to see them become a focus of the story. Lucian West, part of the High Stakes Club again. All these characters have pretty fun designs. Again, just they weren't ever really highlighted. Masai, sort of a skateboarder character. Very colorful looking. Got some big glasses. But, again, another character that just didn't feel important. Here's an anime skin that's got a look to him. But again, like, he's got powers. But what does he do? What's his part of the story? There's not a part of the story for him. So many of these skins. No part. There's Piccolo. Does not have his Z anime coloring. This is the manga accurate design that they used for a superhero and that they're using for Dragon Ball Daima. Rift, what was her name? Rift Knight Kieran. This skin is tied to another skin, part of the Oathbound, but again, like, just didn't matter. Like, he's tied to the Oathbound, but what did the Oathbound do other than have a pretty powerful boss on the map and a gigantic castle POI, which was fun to go to, but the whole Oathbound story was dropped after that first season. Celine, she's cool, but her other variant I think is a little bit better. Looks more like a superhero. Yeah, this is a better look for her. Sled Ready Guff. This one, instead of Santa themed, is reindeer themed. Super Saiyan Gohan, which is his standard form, and he transforms into potential unlocked. No, I got that backwards. This is actually potential unlocked Gohan, and this is Super Saiyan. Like it's sort of set backwards. No base form Gohan. Sylvie, I really like this skin, but like so many others, just not really relevant. Didn't really matter to the story. There's the ageless Geno. A snapshot of Geno specifically, who was supposed to rule the Oathbound. We never found out anything else about him. We didn't get any other variants of this, although Odyssey, there was a skin called Odyssey who came around during the Chapter 5 Season 2, who appeared to be a female version of Geno, or at least a female version of the Ageless, but she sort of just was hinting at the arrival of the others. Volpez was a Winterfest skin, I think, or maybe a mission skin. This is a decent skin. Winter Wonder Sky. I like this version of Sky better than the most recent one from the remix season. Spider-Gwen, of course, Spider-Gwen looks great. Ash Williams. Not familiar with Evil Dead, to be honest. But I really like the emote that was with this set, and that was the only way to get the emote was to get the set. So, yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Bites tied to the Nothing from Chapter 3. We never really see what happens to him. He's not really part of the... He serves the Nothing and sort of works on behalf of the Herald, but that doesn't really mean anything. Once that season's over with, the Herald grows big, covers the island in chrome, destroys it, and then we put the island back together for 40 minutes. Another concept they could have done. Chrome Punk. Used to see the Sweats wear this skin a lot, and you still see it from time to time. Grizz is a fun character. Didn't really do anything, honestly, but fun. A little gamer bear, and he's a cartoon, and his suit's made out of slurp. Creative idea. Joni the Red. This is the first we get to see of the High Stakes Club, and she has my favorite. This is my favorite design of the 3 members of the High Stakes Club. And I thought at first they were teasing that she might actually be at least part vampire too. There's when you talk to the Countess as one of the other members, they say that Joni's going to have to at some point come to grips with her destiny. And I don't know what that means. So maybe she's actually a vampire and she doesn't know it. Or maybe she's half vampire or something. More storylines that we don't get. Lennox Rose. This is one of my... I actually really like this skin. It's kind of got a simple design to it, but it really works for some reason. I don't know why, but probably one of the better Fortnite anime original skins that I've seen in this game. I kind of had forgotten about her though, but like seeing her now, yeah, I like the skin. Meowskulls is a fun take on Meowskulls, although this is technically Meowskulls' sister, I think. Cool look here though. Instead of being super swole, she's very thin. Got the emo look going. Brie Larson, yeah, as the new Paradigm. This is the only way you could get a Paradigm skin. The first time they've ever like done a secondary version of an old crap. What have I done? Oh, I changed it. I'll get it back. Don't worry. Crap, what has happened? No! What have I done? Gohan, what have you done? Gohan, I can't believe you did that. Okay, we're back. I gotta get back here. Brie Larson, everybody. Yeah. I'm guessing that this was still at a point where they really were trying to get celebrities or more celebrities to be the 7 and to be important parts of the story, and I guess all that fell through maybe when Donald Mustard left. But I like this look for her. I mean, and I think, yeah, you can leave her in the suit with the helmet off. Like, I think maybe going forward, don't make any characters in the story that are very important based on real people. Just in case you can't get them back in the future. Red Claw. This is okay. This was released around Fortnitemares that year. The Herald, who looks a lot like the Cube Queen, but we never got to see when Chapter 4 started, there was a tree shaped like her that showed a hole out of it, which suggested that maybe the Herald lived, but we haven't seen her since. Inquisitor was a boss on the map. A intimidating and yet silly design, but I actually did think that the boss battle touch was kind of scary because you kind of have to summon him with a dark ritual. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. Another member of the Peace Syndicate here has a transformation. You can't... Oh, you can select it. Strider and Twin. This seems to be... It seems suggested that this is what this person looks like, and this is their online avatar when they put their goggles down. At least that's the way I interpret it, so I don't know. They both are fine. We'll set their original looks. I think the green looks a little bit better than the black, honestly. Yeah. The green and black here looks a little bit better, and I like this look too. I think I like the other version though better. Does it say Truth or Dare? Yeah. I mean, they're both fine. Spider-Man Zero, this is a long video. the Fortnite original version of Spider-Man that I do think actually made it into the Spider-Verse movie with all the different Spider-Man characters. I think you actually can find this version of the character in there too. Wolverine Zero was part of the comic. This is taking way too long, man. I hate to put this up here because I'm talking too long. Darth Vader, let's try to speed this up. Darth Vader's cool, comes back as a boss every year. Aderia, this is probably would fit here for the current season. Beerus, the best looking Dragon Ball skin, I think overall with Imperfect Cell. Bulma's head's a little too big, but she's fine. Eevee, the first of the Peace Syndicate we get to see. She became relevant later. Gaara, part of the last set of Naruto skins we got. We haven't gotten any Naruto skins in a long time. Hinata. Indiana Jones, Battle Pass skin. Itachi. Look at all these Naruto skins next to Indiana Jones. And then we get John Cena. Jonesy Unchained. I think they would have been better to actually leave a variant of him where he's got the jacket up, the upper part of his suit up over him, and then you can have this with the sleeves tied as a variant. But whatever. Loveless, I love Loveless's theme song. Major Mancake. Mancake skins are fun. Malik, got the kingly vibe to him. He's got some pretty nice emotes tied to him too. Orochimaru there. Pedrea, I love using this skin for Fortnite Mares. This was a crew skin, and at first I was kind of like, okay, but she's a nice little witch skin. Sabina, I think it's supposed to maybe be a ninja type skin, but she wasn't really important. This toy skin is customizable. It looks like you can just mash up a bunch of different action figures that have been broken. Son Goku. I like the Goku skin. I'm sorry. I know it could have been a lot better, but I am so glad that this is one of my favorite things they've ever done. Stormfarer, pretty average skin. Vegeta. Vegeta's head is massive. His hair is massive, but his head is just huge. He looks way too buff, too, to be honest. Veronica, the dead game thing. I like this design. It's pretty simple, but I like it. See, sometimes I like the simple designs, and sometimes I don't. Blanca, I don't think the Street Fighter skins have been in the game in a long time, but it's kind of funny. You never see anybody run around with a Blanca skin. Sakura. Sakura's in the game because Ryu's in the game. Doctor Strange. Battle Pass skin. He was somewhat important. Prowler was aligned with Dr. Sloan. Obi-Wan Kenobi was teasing the arrival of Vader. Eraser, this is a pretty good anime skin from Fortnite. He's got a cat theme going. Some hologram swords. Gunner, big IO guy. We first saw him at the end of Chapter 2, but he was a boss later. Kiara KO, who wears IO gear, but in the trailers for the season, she was fighting against them. I don't know how that happened, but she's got a pretty good design. One of the more simple designs, too, that I think works pretty well. Mecha Strike Commander, the revamped mech. That's a nice little built-in emote. Mecha Strike Navigator. I really wanted to have one of the pilot skins for the event, so I picked that one up. Ciara, this was a crew skin, and honestly, don't care much for it. I like this skin, though. This looks like an ARMS-inspired skin by that Nintendo Switch game. Like, she looks really cool. Because, like, her actual arms, you can see, are locked in, like, these, like, handcuffs. While the other arms are, like, an invention of hers that she uses to fight with. This looks like an ARMS character. The Imagined, with the helmet on. I think she's the one that actually is canonically dead from the comic book. The Order is her sister. He's with the sisters. She didn't actually do much, honestly. She showed up as an item shop skin. The Origin, the former Cube King, and I wish they would revisit that story. Like with the Corrupted 7 storyline that got dropped. Like that was part of the Oathbound season. Like we were told that the 7 have changed. They're no longer the same as they used to be. And I was hoping that maybe that would make the Origin revert back to being the Cube King and being a threat again. And I guess that could always happen again, but it was just weird that they revealed that he used to be the Cube King, and now he's aligned with, the good guys of the story at the time. So I wish we could have seen more of that. A revamped Suki skin. Honestly, I think this version of her looks better. I think. Although I think the item shop variant of her actually is the best look for that character. Polar Peely. Frozen Peely. Like, I wish he had some, frost coming off him, so it wasn't just a plain, just different coloring for that original Peely skin. Gambit looks cool. We got Green Goblin. Rogues in the game. The actual original Spider-Man. And Spider-Man Zero was actually part of Winterfest that year. Here's Monarch, which is this was a free skin, I think. I think it was a free skin. Aftermath was a crew skin. He's reactive to music in some way, but I don't care much for him. This was a Winterfest reward. I can't remember this one, and there's a variant of her that's a separate skin. One was free if you went through the Epic, if you open up the game on PC. The other was just a unlockable Winterfest design. Not bad, but I like the more fantastical Winterfest designs here. Gumbo's funny. It's a living gumball machine, but Harlow's a race skin. She's a racing speed demon, literally. But don't care much for her. Haven wears masks. Actually, I don't know. Is she actually on the map now? That would be interesting. I'm not sure if she's actually on the map now or not. Because the whole theme of the season is about powerful masks. Maybe she's on the island now. I don't know. That would be cool. That would be a good use for her. Christabel. I like this one better because it's got the traditional red and green Christmas colors to it. St. John, or Lieutenant St. John Llama. Lieutenant John Llama. A buff llama skin. I should use this one more. The anime reindeer skin. This is another one of the better anime skins, and it's Christmas themed. It's got the little reindeer antlers on. This looks good. Ronin, who I thought might be tied to the, not the Oathbound, but to Kato Thorn. Because Kato Thorn is a Japanese themed character with a crimson red theme, and so is this guy, but he's a samurai. I'm not sure if he's on the island or not yet. Shanta, I think is how you say her name. She's got a cool idea with all this armor. She's got some gold on there, I think. But this was another character. Much like Ronin, no storyline for these characters. This was a crew version of Dr. Sloan, which was nice to see. I think that was teasing her return to the island as a boss. Foundation, of course, The Rock, who we've not seen since the end of Chapter 3, Season 2. Tracy Trouble, she's cute, but another crew skin that didn't have anything to do with the story. Chris Redfield, we got some Resident Evil skins. Jill Valentine. Carnage was a Battle Pass skin. And I think he had a mythic on the island. Eddie Brock with the Venom variant as well. Which, I only got this one because they lumped this version of the character in with the older Venom skin. So, and it was cheaper. It was pretty cheap to get that. So I was like, I'll get it. It's cheap because it's discounted because I already have the other Venom skin. Chaos Origins. I really wish they would have done more storyline wise with these Midas skins. The first shadows. 3 months in a row we get characters tied to Midas. But it never went beyond that. It was such a cool idea too. Charlotte, a spirit with a samurai sword you can summon as an emote. This would be another skin that would fit the current season very well. Cube Assassin, of course, worked for the Cube Queen as a boss. This is a pretty decent design, but it's also kind of generic too. Fabio Sparklemane. Probably one of the strangest skins of all time, but the built-in emote with the cereal is hilarious. Used to see certain skins all the time. JB Chimpanski. A space traveling monkey. Okay. Kakashi. Probably the best looking Naruto skin. Core, who works for the IO, and they never really told us what she does. She's just got a cool look to her. Really dropping the ball with these Battle Pass skins. Naruto Uzumaki, our first anime collab. And they did not bring back the exploding kunai when they did the second wave of those skins. I was disappointed. Sakura looks pretty good. Sasuke looks the worst, I think. He doesn't look bad, but he definitely looks the worst, in my opinion. Shadow Midas, they released in the item shop a full year after he was a boss on the map. Of course. Sierra, part of the first Shadows. Cube Queen. I really love that season. Great villain, even though she was defeated in a pretty cartoony way. Tuna Fish. Cartoon fish stick, and you can decide what colors he has. What was her name? Come on back. Torin. Thought she would be more important with the sideways story, but she really wasn't. It came back down to it being the IO versus the last reality until the 7 got involved. Armored Batman Zero, who was a bonus skin for if you get all the other Batman stuff unlocked. Superman was a Battle Pass skin, and you get his Clark Kent variant. Wonder Woman was an item shop skin. I feel like this could have been a bigger collab than just dropping her in the item shop. Cammy, of course, with the additional leggings, because even though this is a teen-rated game, a lot of kids play the game, so you can't have a Cammy skin where you're going to be staring at her from behind and she's only in the leotard. Couldn't have that. But I mean, it's fine. It looks fine. Then we got Guile, of course, with his big hair. Gigantic muscles. For some reason, I feel like the hair... I always feel like the hair is actually bigger than it is. But it's still pretty big. LeBron James with the Toon Squad, because the second Space Jam movie was out at the time. And I'm like, this is probably the closest to Bugs Bunny you're going to see in this game, so I had to get it. Low-key, probably everyone's least favorite crew skin, just because it was a collab skin. Beach Jules. A summer-themed version of Jules. I like Jules. It's cool skin. Cade I got because he's got the gamer gauntlet on. Dr. Sloan. A character that they keep teasing, I think, that she's going to come back again, and she should. We didn't see her at all there in Chapter 5, even though Hope's art predicts the future, and we did see her paint Sloan at some point, so when Sloan coming back, who knows? But I really liked her on the map, and she holds the record for being a boss on the island the most times, 3 different seasons, because she was a boss on the island, Chapter 2, Season 7, and Season 8, and then she came back as a boss, Chapter 3, Season 2. So, the most times to appear as a boss, not counting Darth Vader. I think Vader's been on the map 3 times, but that's for like a special collab event, not as a storyline boss. Anyway, Guernsey, I had to get this because it's so silly, but I thought it was actually kind of part of the story because it implies that there's an implication that he's in disguise trying to avoid getting captured by the IO, and it ultimately fails. So I wanted to have this as a skin. Gukamon is a collab. It's some kind of merchandise line or something? Or collectibles? I'm not sure. He's got an interesting little theme song, though. I didn't know what it was at the time. Joey. Now, you cannot transform into the female alien skin, who I actually think, I kind of like this super tatted up look for him with the scar running down his whole body, which is actually just part of the disguise. But I actually think that the alien girl version of him, the true version of the Joey skin, is actually a pretty good design. Very cute alien design. Chimera is an interesting character here. You can see I got the Cthulhu look going for him. But I don't even think I managed to get all the stuff unlocked for him. But I don't know. These were enemies on the island, but I don't care much for that one. Mecha Morty, because I had the Rick skin. Midsummer Midas, just a fun summertime character. Will Smith. Yeah. Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. But I mean, it's the Will Smith skin. I thought about doing recreating the intro to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with this skin, but that would have taken too long, and I didn't feel like I had the time to do it when the skin was new. Rick, of course, probably one of the wildest collabs they've ever done. Summer Sky. I actually like this version of Sky. This was a crew skin, I think. Yeah, pretty sure this was a crew skin. But yeah, I actually like that version of her. And we got the Sunny skin. She's a rocker. And when the aliens were invading, she actually was on their side. She wanted to go with them. I don't believe in humans. I love that. Here we got the Burning Wolf. The first of the first shadows from Midas. Again, wish they would have explored that more. Wrap Recon. You can apply any wrap you have to this character and he will wear it, which was interesting. Zig, I guess? Zyg. Controlled by a little alien back bling, but otherwise, I guess this is interesting. Batman Zero. They made a big deal out of that comic book collab for Batman being in the island, and we got to find out a little bit more how the island actually works and the 0 point and the loop and everything. And it was this Batman who learned it all and shared it with us. And he even got to fight G.I. Joe's Snake Eyes in the comic book, and that was pretty cool. And they even figured out, Batman and Snake Eyes both managed to figure out that they both come from similar realities, and they could communicate because you couldn't talk in the loop. They were able to communicate through sign language, and that freaked the IO out that both of these characters were so smart that they managed to actually have a conversation without their ability to speak. So that was a cool moment, but on the island, all he got was a little shed in the corner of the map in the swamp. Nothing else. The in-game aspect was very lackluster. Beast Boy transformed into his gorilla form here, which is fun, but I mean, the first of the Teen Titans to show up. We actually haven't seen any of the Teen Titans aside. Like, Starfire was in the shop for a bit, but we haven't gotten any Robin skin, no Cyborg skin. Surprised they haven't wanted to put more of the Titans in here. Catwoman Zero, this is how she looked in the comic book. I'm sure some people would have would have wanted her battle-worn variant where her outfit was kind of torn up a little bit. The artwork in that comic was definitely a bit suggestive at times. Deathstroke Zero, which I don't really know what the difference is between this version of him and a standard Deathstroke skin, because this is the only version of Deathstroke in the game, so I don't know what the deal is there. Rebirth Harley. This was part of the rewards, and they later added the red and black hair variant, which may be one of the only times a skin I had got a variant update later. Rebirth Raven. Personally, this version is fine. And this version is fine for the specific style they had that they wanted, but I like the classic look the best, personally. This is also the closest look to it to the cartoon Teen Titans variant, but yeah, I really like this version of her. Lara Croft. She's got a bunch of different styles. This one looks more like the classic. Like, they actually did put the classic one that looks more like the PS1 version of her. A gold variant. Then you've got an updated look of her that's the classic look. And then a modern Lara. All of these look good in my opinion. Neymar Jr. Honestly, I like the emote that came with him, but otherwise I do not care. Agent Jones, I love the Agent Jones skin. All of these different variants of him, starting with him looking all prim and proper in his suit. I think a lot of people wanted the Agent Jones skin ever since the Device event. And you can see his outfit is slowly gets more and more torn up, but he gains more equipment as time goes on. And each one looks pretty cool. I think this one is definitely the best. It has most of the gear except for this one, where he gets a bit of a cloak to wear. But this one looks great. The ones I like the best are This one here with the gear on. You can even see he's even got one of Batman's gauntlets on. And one of Ryu's punching gloves on. This version looks pretty cool with the shades. And the original is just great. Ali is a singer skin who's supposed to be, I think, is tied to Lynx. But another skin that's not really important, but she's okay. She's got a good design. Centurion was a starter pack skin I just thought looked cool. I wanted to have them. Then we have our first wave of anime skins. Chigusa was part of a trio set. And I really like these skins. And for a while, they're the only ones we had. Cluck. Looks like an Easter skin. This is a pretty silly skin too. Deimos was a crew skin. Kind of a basic design, but I think it worked pretty well. Diamond Hands, a meme skin. To the moon. This was an April Fool's skin, I think. Mecha Cuddle Master. I think this may have actually been the original tease from Mega City. I think this character comes from Mega City. We didn't actually get that until much later. Megumi, part of that anime collab. Proteus Peely. I think that's how you say that. I got him in a bundle later. There was a banana bundle, and he was cheap, so I picked it up much later than he came out. Raz, who was seeking the power of the cube shard, and he became corrupted and became a pretty powerful boss on the island at that season. But that was pretty much all his story was a tease of the return of the cubes. But I mean, this is a pretty cool look for him, though. Scrap Knight Jules, who I think may have been a tease, or maybe a tease for the Oathbound later, but I don't know. No, I think this is actually her cape has the insignia of the Imagined Order on the back of it, so this is her official gear for when she's in the Order. Spire Assassin was a boss on the map. You can have her helmet removed with a built-in emote, but she was just a boss. That's it, just guarding the tower. Tirana, this is a fun skin, but this is just to be themed around dinosaurs that were introduced to the game for the first time that season. Yuki's a fun anime skin. Green Arrow, you know what, I take it back. Of the crew skins, Green Arrow may have been the worst. Like, I get it, he looks like he's from the show, but there was nothing else in that. A back bling, a big arrow pickaxe, and Green Arrow. That was it. Definitely the weakest of the collabs. And of the crew in general. Chun-Li, love Chun-Li. Kratos, who has not been back in a long time. Master Chief. Master Chief looks great. Ryu, the other of the Smash Brothers characters. Black Panther, who I feel like they were going to try to introduce him during the Marvel season, but they pushed it back because Chadwick Boseman died, and I guess they didn't want to make it look like they were trying to capitalize off of his death, so they waited and introduced him during the Bounty Hunter season. He was introduced in the pack with Captain Marvel and with Taskmaster as well. Both of them look good. Mandalorian Battle Pass skin, who was also a boss on the map roaming the desert, and he could snipe you from a distance. Frost Squad, probably a pretty generic Winterfest skin, but was part of my first Winterfest. Condor, I just used this skin. Alexa, actually our first anime skin. Our first anime skin. Hold up just a second. Okay. And she's cute. But you can definitely tell this is very much a let's see how this looks and let's see how people react to it. But as far as first time as first skin goes, for the first time, I think it worked out pretty well. She got pretty popular pretty quickly, And the later skins were definitely an improvement, but you got to start somewhere. And I mean, I still like the original Alexa skin. Lambro, I may be the only Lambro fan in the whole world. I love this skin. I just do. There's something about him I just love. I don't know if it's the rainbow colors with the big jacket and the llama head. For some reason, I love this skin. And I tried to make at least one Lambro skin video every season when I was doing my 5-minute Fortnite stuff. Man Cake. Love Man Cake. Come on down to the butter barn. Yeah, the butter barn. Man, we need the butter barn back again, man. Marigold, female Midas. This was a fan idea, and they made it real. Maeve, kind of an early version of Medusa in a lot of ways. Love this version of the character. Menace, who not really. I don't think this was even a boss on the map. I think you could talk to him and fight him in the Bounty Hunter season. What is this? Predator was a pretty fun boss. The invisibility kind of made him hard to fight. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to have both the Mandalorian and the Predator as bosses on the map at the same time. Reese, I actually enjoyed this skin. Another character, like, she's just a bounty hunter. No greater real story here. But she actually has, like, her mentor is an item shop skin. And I kind of wish I had gotten them at the time, because they're wearing the same gear. But again, another time, I wish they would spend time, like, letting people take these characters and build stories off of them. Terminator character here, Sarah Connor. One of my favorite Winterfest skins here, Snowmando. I love this skin. He's adorable. This Commando Snowman. It's so good, and I'm so glad this was my first Winterfest skin to get. He's great. Still one of my favorites. The T-800. Vi, however you say her name, she's on the island now as part of the story involving the Fox Clan. So maybe we'll see more members of the Fox Clan. Poison Ivy is a pack you can buy. That came along with the Joker, who I really wish they maybe would have saved him for a more important collab and made him like a main villain. That would have been great. You got Black Widow, the second Black Widow skin with her snowsuit, I guess is what's called. Then you've got Blade, the Vampire Hunter, who they could have brought back for the vampire season. Daredevil. It's fun. I tried to get a lot of the Marvel characters here. Doctor Doom, when he was originally on the island, before he became the big boss. Ghost Rider. Pretty fun. Groot, who comes with the Rocket Raccoon back bling. He looks good. Jennifer Walters, who transforms. Again, this is back before they would let you pick the different styles. The built-in emote turns her into She-Hulk. And for this one, the Crimson one, turns her into Red She-Hulk, who is a separate character, but not for this. At one point, this was one of the sweatiest skins in the game, and you still see sweats using the Jennifer Walters skin all the time. Mystique is a fun skin. I'm kind of torn between which of these I like the most, though. This is more traditional, but the tactical version of her, it looks pretty good, too. And her built-in emote lets you turn into whichever the last skin you killed was. Silver Surfer, big silver naked guy. Then you got Storm, who looks pretty cool. Her built-in emote makes her, gives her cape. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it pulls the whole outfit together once she's got the cape on. Thor, a specific version of Thor, not the classical version of Thor. So you could always, I guess, we could possibly see classic Thor show up at some point. But at least he was important to the story. Tony Stark was important to the story and a boss on the map. Venom. This was the Venom skin. That skin looks much better than the other one. Wolverine, one of the toughest bosses ever in Fortnite. Man, that fight against him was brutal. Galaxia, the first of the crew skins. I really thought at first this was going to be like, look at the way this version of her horns are made. I thought this was going to end up being, because this was right after the Galactus event, and with her name being Galaxia, I thought this was going to be like a Fortnite original version of Galactus, and she was going to be important to the story, but she wasn't. Now, I really like this skin. This is a cool skin, but no storyline relevance whatsoever. Jonesy the First, I really wanted to have the original default version of Jonesy. And at one point, they depicted him in the story as the strongest of the Jonesies, so it was interesting. Midas Rex, in this was, I have no idea why they paired him with Poison Ivy and Joker for that set. He's not even been story relevant. Like, why was this character in that set? Aquaman, based off of the live action movies, not the cartoon or comic book version. Black Manta, who I actually think this was a really cool skin at the time. Probably one of the best skins they had when it released. Captain America, loved the Captain America skin. They didn't give him a glider, a proper glider, but the Captain Jonesy skin from the Absolute Doom season, it works perfect for him if you want to mix and match there. Eternal Night, don't care for the skin personally. Fade is an interesting skin. Again, going back to the powerful masks, like, where is this character? Could he be introduced on the mask? This is a pretty intimidating mask. I would love to see them bring this character back and make him relevant again, because he's clearly like tied to the Fox clan, because his outfit is just like Drift's, but he's clearly got this Oni mask instead. So hopefully hopefully maybe he'll get some kind of reference in the current chapter. The original Jules with her Shadow logo on. I like this look for her, but I also like the original one. Kit, Meowscles' son, with this robot suit he built himself. Cute. Yeah, it's cute. And the built-in emote is great too. Ocean, who works for Ghost, actually. She was a boss, but I think at that point they'd already decided that, like, the Ghost versus Shadow War was just not going to be relevant anymore after the Marvel characters got there. Scuba Jonesy, probably the worst looking Jonesy skin. I do not care about this version of him at all. Siona, I think, a space traveling character. I believe she's supposed to be from outer space, and there's a male variant or a male equivalent character here. You do help them repair their ship and take off, but it didn't really mean anything, honestly. Cable showing up along with Deadpool, part of the X-Force. Cable looks great. Deadpool, one of my favorite skins in the game. The fact they put Deadpool in the game, because I was looking for Deadpool games to play on my channel when I first started the channel, and then I saw they were putting Deadpool in the game, and that became like a big deal at the time. And I was only going to ever use Deadpool when I originally played this game, but I actually ended up liking Fortnite a lot more than I expected to, and so I got into wanting to have the skins. But yeah, I love to use Deadpool all the time. Domino looks great. Psylocke looks great. One of my favorite skins in the game, though, Agent Peely. I love Peely, but him in the suit, like, my first taste of Fortnite, the second skin I ever got, because there was one that came with the Xbox that I got that year for Christmas. A banana in a suit is just great video game content in and of itself. This big banana guy running around in the suit. Look, and he's got a gun strapped to his leg. I mean, this is awesome. It's hilarious and it's awesome. That's what Fortnite is for me. Brutus, this big guy. They teased something going on between a bit of distrust between him and Midas when they brought Midas back, but ultimately that didn't mean anything. Turns out it wasn't true. Maya, customizable Battle Pass skin. Unfortunately, you cannot edit her. You cannot change that. You were allowed to edit her once, and once you picked it, that was it. Or at least after that season was over with, you couldn't change her anymore. Meowscles. This was also a fan concept, I think. Midas, one of the most popular characters in the game, and people were dying for his return, and it took them from Donald Mustard confirming he was still alive at the end of Chapter 2 to Chapter 5 with them saying instead he was dead, he was just trapped in the underworld in this status between life and death, and then we broke him out and he's still sort of half alive, half dead, but he escaped and now he's just roaming the world again. But I love Midas. Renegade Shadow. This is just like a default skin with a big jacket on, but I really like this character design. His story is that he infiltrated a ghost hideout or a ghost base by himself, and I guess took it over. But that's his lore, is that he was able to do that single-handedly. So I was like, okay, this is a really cool design, and he's got a cool backstory. We need more stuff like that. I don't know what that was. Sky, the original Sky skin. Probably still one of the better looking designs for her. Got some gamer stuff going on. Tiantina. I like Tiantina, but I think the new version of her looks better. The original Harley Quinn skin. I think the later Harley skins look better. I mean, this one doesn't look bad, but personally, I never see anybody use this version of her. Ever. I still will see this Harley from time to time, but the other variant of her, this one, I never see it. Peely Bone. I think that was what it was. The Gladiator Peely came in a bundle with this one, and I really wanted this one, so I mean, this is fun to bust out during Fortnite Mares. The hot dog skin. I just wanted the hot dog skin, to be honest. Batman, the Batman outfit. I don't know if this is technically supposed to be just Jonesy in a Batman suit, but I think they treat him like he's Bruce. I mean, you see that the world's greatest detective, like, I think that this is just Bruce. The same way thing with Catwoman here. I don't think this is supposed to be one of the Fortnite characters. I think it's actually supposed to be her, but I don't know. And here's the Dark Knight. This actually looks really good. This looks just like the Dark Knight version of the character. So you never really see him much, but it's spot on. And the very first skin I got, because it was part of the Xbox sale that I got. I got a cheap Xbox for Christmas. It was on sale. Can't remember how much it was. Digital Xbox, and it came with some stuff. Of course, one of them being this exclusive Rogue Spider Knight skin with the Xbox colors, white and green. And he's got some variants with black and green. And I think the black and white looks really good, though. But that was how I got into Fortnite. And it came with enough V-Bucks that I could get the Battle Pass. And that's where it all started. So, there you go. My locker tour. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I really wanted to talk about the skins, because I think just having a bunch of skins, like, you gotta feel some connection to them. Some of these skins are important characters in the story. Some of them are just like, here's a cool design, or here's a character from your favorite game, show, or movie that you've always loved, and we put it in the game. Like, there are different levels of emotional connection to all of these skins, but I feel like you gotta at least love some of them. And I definitely have my favorites. So, what do you guys think? What are some of your favorite skins that you saw that I have? Are there any that you think that I should buy if they ever come to the item shop? Or are there any skins from old battle passes you see here that you hope they'll eventually reintroduce into the item shop, since they made that their new policy now? But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you I butchered my ending there, but I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to support the channel, then I would ask you to subscribe to my channel, and be sure to hit that like button if you want to help me boost this video's chances in the algorithm. You can also donate to my channel over on my Ko-fi page, or you can become a member of the channel. I'm always trying to retool that thing and figure out exactly how I want to work that feature, but it's there and it's available if you want to do that. But anyway, that's all I got for you. This has been my Fortnite locker tour, and maybe we'll do this again sometime if people like it. But that's it for now. I'm out of here.